Well guys, we are on the trail again, back in Arkansas. A few things different about this trip. If you'll notice, everything's green. Now I mentioned last time I was down here with Shane that I'd never been down here when everything's greened out, and then I turned around and said I'd been down here in the summertime. When I was down here in the summertime, I was on the Basher Ridge Loop over on the other side of the park. I'd never been on this trail in the summertime, and we are back on the Pigeon Roost Trail again. Things that are different about this trip. For one, the last two times, my last two videos, you've always seen me stay on the part of the trail that goes by the lake. I've said that the other way it's just all forest. There's not much to see. But now everything's greened out. So we're gonna go that way, which will be a little longer to get to the camping spot. But that's okay, I got plenty of time. It's only noon. That means I've been up for 16 hours. Got off work at 8 o'clock this morning. Went home, packed a pack, and headed down here. Also, no dehydrated foods this time. This trip will be, except for coffee, my trail mix, is all MRE food that I ordered from Emergency Essentials a while back. So we're gonna try that out. I think I got I've got some bacon and cheddar sandwich, some crackers, peanut butter and jelly, cheese. Let's see, what's the entree I brought? Turkey chili. See how that works out. So that'll be different this time. I haven't eaten MREs since I was in the Army back in the 80s. And back then they were all dehydrated. They didn't come with heaters. We didn't get a warm meal unless we had access to hot water. So we're gonna get down this beautiful trail, and I'll see you when it splits off at the bottom of the hill. See ya. All right, we made it. This is where the trail splits off, and you always see me go that way. This time we're going this way. We will not see the lake till we get to the campground. But that's fine. I've already seen a snake. I hadn't even gone a mile yet. From where I signed into the trail, no one's spent the night down here yet. And I don't mean some people might show up later. But nobody has signed in as of yet, besides myself. So we're gonna get down the trail here. I'll get back with you. There's some steps up here. I'll get back with you when we get to those. Well, we have reached those steps I told you about. I don't remember them being this far in. But there they are. And that's the only place on this trail you will find them. This is probably the steepest part of the hill. But it is pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. Sounds of nature. Well guys, we have made it to where the loop split on this side of the trail. So now we're going to leave the Dry Creek loop and get on the Huckleberry loop. And I have to admit, I don't recognize any of this except for this sign from when I did this last year. When I was here last year, all this was dead. It had recently burnt. It didn't look anything like this. The only thing that really looked familiar was those steps. And from those steps to here, I'm gonna say 3/4 of a mile, if you can tell by the way I'm breathing, was all uphill. I wasn't carrying but just a day pack when I did this last year. Nothing like this. As you can see, it's not dead now. Everything's beautiful. As a matter of fact, this part of the trail is where my walking stick came from. I came down here last year, I forgot the one that I had made on another trail. And me and this stick have done well over hundreds of miles together. Shane's tried to get me to replace it. I ain't having it. So I'm gonna take a break here. I think it's about 2.5 more miles, something like that, before we get to the first campground. So I'm going to stop here, take a break, get some water, and get back on the trail. That sign's a little deceiving. If I remember right from last year, you think, oh boy, campsites. No, they're still a ways off. Not too far, but with the sign being there, you would think, oh, they're right around the corner. They're not. It's really beautiful out here this time. Glad I made the trip down. I needed it after the week I've had. Because it's just really pretty down here. Alright, let's find those campgrounds. Get this pack off. Well guys, we have not made it to the campground yet, but we have made it to the lake. You can see down there. This isn't a lake like a lot of people think, you know, just a big, huge body of water. It winds in and around these mountains. So if we can see the lake, we can't be too far from the first camp spot. And I'm ready. I don't know where I'm going to stay at. Camp spot 1 and 2 are furthest from that easy lake access. And I think high enough up on a steep ridge that getting down to the lake is difficult. We'll see when we get there. Well guys, campsite 1, first time I was down here this year, I seen a sign said they were working on making the tent pads bigger. Well, they haven't got the campsite 1 yet. It's got 1 tent pad and it's little. Campsite 2 I didn't even look at because they're just too far away from water access. And I made such a big deal the last couple of times I was down here about wanting to stay at 3, so that's what we're going to try to do. I'll walk on down here, see if I can get to campsite 3, see what it looks like. If I don't like it, I know I like 4 and 5, and then we'll set up camp. Alright, we have made it. It's 3, 4, and 5. Last 2 times I've been here. First time stayed at 4. Second time at 5 when I was here with Shane. So let's go check out 3. It seems to be the most private. 4 and 5 are pretty close together. If you stay at one of them and somebody stays at the other, you really don't have any privacy. It really just depends on whether they've got these tent pads enlarged yet or not. And it would appear so. Let's see what kind of fire pit we got. Yeah, I think this will work. Big tent pad. Even bigger than 4 and 5 last time I was there. fire pit. I shouldn't have any trouble finding wood. Although it does look pretty picked out, but I know there's plenty around here. Just got to find it. All right, this is it. Well guys, I got camp pretty much set up. Tent's all staked down. POS sleeping pad who was making its last voyage with me. It's over in the sun, hoping it'll inflate. Cut some wood over here and drug it over here. I haven't got it cut up yet because I want to show that new saw I got. The Corona 7-inch folding saw. Phone's charging on my new RAV Power battery backup. This thing's really cool. I don't know if you can see it or not, but not in this light. Little lights light up, showing you how much power you got. It's got two outputs, a 2 amp and a 1 amp. I got it charging my phone. Because it was almost dead by the time I got here. I did not charge this thing. It was showing 4 lights. It's down to 3. I don't know how much it's going to do because I didn't put a pre-charge on it. I just got it in the mail this morning, or yesterday morning. So I'm getting ready to set the camera up, do some cutting on this wood over here. Show you that new saw. Alright guys, this is the new saw that I bought. It's a Corona 7-inch folding saw. It's called a razor saw. And this thing, I already cut those down earlier, and it cuts like a dream. My old Coleman saw will never be coming with me. You can see that. Corona razor tooth saw. Let's cut some wood up. Pretty good two-handed in this awkward position. That's a pretty hard wood. It cuts right through it. No problem. I like it. It's a lot better than that Coleman saw I had. I'm gonna make me a baton and start splitting up some of this. See ya.
Good morning. Sun's just coming up. It's 7:30. Getting a fire going. And in case you're wondering what happened last night, like I mentioned yesterday, I came down after I got off work. Been up like 22 hours. I laid down to take a nap, and that was it. I was out the rest of the night. And we still got all the firewood that I cut up with that Corona saw. Kindling. So we're gonna have some breakfast. I'm gonna get some coffee made, and I want to show you a little something that a good YouTube friend sent me. So I'll be right back with you. Well guys, I'm about awake now, and it's time to get some coffee going. And I did not bring my propane stove this time, because my good friend Jason Schneider from Jason Fishaholic Schneider's YouTube channel, and posted on Facebook he was looking for some aluminum beer bottles to make these stoves out of. And I'm like, well, that's really cool. And he's like, oh hell, I'll send you one. And it arrived in the mail the other day. I can't tell if it's going or not. I've never used one of these. Yeah, I'm feeling some heat coming off of it. It's a little chilly this morning. So we're gonna get some coffee going. And I want to give a big shout out to Jason. I really do appreciate this, man. This is cool. You gotta have a little something coming your way here as soon as I get back. Thank you, man. For breakfast this morning, I don't know if it's going to focus in on that, we have MRE bacon and cheddar type flavored bread. I'm going to heat this up over the fire on this stick. See how that works out. Ow, ow, ow. I think we'll just put that right there and let that warm up. By the time that's warm, the coffee ought to be done. We're going to have some breakfast. I didn't know what to expect with this sandwich thing, but if you can see, there actually is bacon in there. It's a cheese flavored bread with bacon in the middle. That's really good. Well, since it's only a little after 9, we got all kinds of time today. I think I'll walk down and see how close we can get to the lake from here. I don't expect we'll be able to. Most of these ridges are pretty steep. But we don't have anything else to do, so why not? I can see it right through that direction. But like I said, I don't think we'll be able to get to it from here. And while we're here, I got another new piece of gear right here. This is my Smith & Wesson neck knife that my buddy Shane gave me, who you seen was down here with me last time. He had this, and then he ordered, if I can, hold on a second, let me get this back on here. He ordered a new, I think it's BK11. They call them the Becker Neckers. So he gave me this one. I just got to figure out something to give him in return. Looks like somebody's been down here before. Kind of marked this trail. It's pretty steep. I don't think I could get down here and carry back 2 bags of water. Oh yeah, I can see the lake. So thanks a lot, Shane, for the neck knife. I appreciate that. It comes in handy. Get myself oriented here so I know the way back, which is straight uphill. I see somewhere, I mean, I don't know if this is from where the rains run off, or if actually people who camp here have been coming down this way. Well, like I said, we got nothing but time, so why not? It'd be a heck of a climb back out of here, I can tell you that. Looks like we can get right down to the lake. So maybe I ought to grab my water bottles. Yeah, we'll come back later. Let's go on down. We're halfway down already. Stay away, snakes. And there she is. No, we cannot get down to the water. Probably could if I wanted to climb down that rock, but still it's quite a ways from that rock down to the water. I think you can see. Figured we could. I heard boats down here earlier. Probably a good place to do some fishing. The water looks pretty deep right down there. I'm not going to risk climbing down there with a camera and dropping what I just paid a bunch of money for, when I know there's an easier way to get there. All right, cool.
Guys, I'm walking down to the lake to get some water to filter. I thought I'd shoot this because it's just very beautiful out here today. All the birds are chirping, except for the occasional gunshots from a rifle range that's echoing through the hills. If you watched my last video from when me and Shane was down here, I think you'll see a big difference. There wasn't no green hardly except for the pine trees. In just a few short weeks, boom, everything blossomed out. These beautiful trees, their white flowers, just everywhere. It's been a good trip. I needed it. I'm just amazed how everything looks so different. Can't wait. If you follow my Facebook page, facebook.com/caveman outdoors, you'll know that my inability to sleep on these trips because of that crappy sleeping pad is about over. I have a new one coming. I ordered from Amazon. It's supposed to be here next week. Check out my Facebook page. You'll see which one I bought. I can't wait to use it and actually get a good night's sleep without my hips hurting. Yesterday's hike in was a little rough on me after being up so long, working all night. I don't know if that's such a good idea. I hate to wait till Saturday to come down because then a lot of times it might be hard to get a camping spot. And then I have to be at work Sunday at midnight, so I don't want to get back Sunday, be all tired and have to go to work. So I think in the future, I'll try to take a Friday off before I do these overnight trips. Just stick to day hikes when I only have 2 days off. There's still one trail down here I haven't done. A little cliffy loop. I think it's about 9 miles. That'd be a good day hike. I want to give another shout out. Now, a lot of you probably already subscribed to Donny Outdoors. He's from the UK. But that guy's videos are just awesome. I've watched them 3 or 4 times over. They're that good. And all those guys from the UK put out some great videos. I think you'll enjoy watching them. You ought to go check him out. And anytime I do a shout out, you'll see it on the video, and it'll also be a link to their pages, YouTube and Facebook, down in the description of my video. So be sure and check them out. All right. As you can see, we found the lake earlier hiking down from camp, but this is much easier. Morning. Well guys, I cut that short. A really nice lady come up behind me, and you don't want to invade their privacy. I didn't ask if it was okay to film her. She come down to get some water. Oh, just missed a big old fish jumped over there. This is so beautiful. This makes the pain and the sleepless nights and being exhausted from the hike in after not getting any sleep for ever completely worth it. she was filtering water too, and she used a steri pen. There's some ducks down there, but they're too far away for me to zoom in on. It's just beautiful here. I'm sure you're probably getting some wind noise, but hey, deal with it. Look what you're getting to see. I had one guy friend me on Facebook through another person, and this guy was just mean, dogging people for wind noise and the way they film their videos. I'm like, dude, either get out and do it yourself or leave them alone. This isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. I got one more piece of gear I want to show you. Just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I wanted to look them up on Facebook and make sure I got their name right. This bracelet came from Life Support Ultimate Survival Gear. It's got a compass in the handle, which works real well. This thing has, let's see if I can remember everything now, about 6-inch square or better piece of aluminum foil, 20 foot of fishing line, 2 split shot sinkers, a fishing lure, snare wire, matches, either or char cord or char cloth. Oh, is there anything else? There's so much inside this thing. For the price, you can't beat it. I'm going to link their Facebook page and website in the description below. The price is good for what you're getting, and they have a guarantee. You ever find yourself in a situation where you have to use it, send them the story, let them know, and they'll replace it. So go check them out. A really nice guy. Shoot them some business. They've got they call them key bobs, bracelets. You can order them in different sizes. You can order them in multitudes of colors, single colors, dual colors. Order whatever color combinations you want. I wanted the OD green and the digital in the camo, which wasn't in their description of what you could order. I sent them a message. The next day it was on their website, and I got to order exactly what I wanted. Pretty handy piece of kit to have in hopes you never need it. That is so cool. Alright, we got our water bottles filled up. Ooh, zoom out. I'm going to head back up to camp. I think if you look at this water, you can see why I don't have a problem at all filtering this. Oh, look, cool. Well, almost missed it. All right, guys, see you back at camp. Got me some water filtered. Now we're going to make something to drink with some MRE lemonade. All MRE weekend, like I said. I had some of this last night. It's not bad at all. It's really good.
Well guys, I was getting some stuff out of my first aid kit before I start tearing down camp, heading out. So I thought I would show you what I got in here. Some of this came with it, some of it I've added. We've got sunscreen, some insect sting relief, insect protection cream, lip balm, poison ivy and oak and sumac cleanser towel. Now that stuff was all in here, and this light stick was in here. This, if we can get the camera to focus on it, liquid skin. This is medical super glue. That I added myself. The hot hands, of course, I added myself. I don't think we're going to need those much more. Moleskin, I added myself. We got alcohol prep pads, all different size band-aids, instant cold compress, some gloves, big emergency blanket, bigger than the one I have in my other kit. You can see there's still room for more in here. We've got this, I added some quick clot sport advanced clotting sponge. Got different size gauze pads, 2x2s, 4x4s, and a 5x9. Some burn cream, first aid field guide. Here's some more gauze pads, some tape, some quick clean, have aspirin. Focusing on that, we have aspirin and non-aspirin, antibiotic ointment, and to go along with breakfast this morning before I head out is a package of non-aspirin and a package of Metalite, and it's too small for me to read. What that really actually is electrolytes, so I don't get dehydrated. But that's the first aid kit that I carry with me on my hikes, and it's a work in progress. I need to figure out how to get a small ace bandage in here in case you twist your ankle or something, but we'll figure that out later. See ya. Well guys, camp's all tore down. Got the pack all packed back up. Fire pit's taken care of. It's time to hit the trail. Unfortunately, back to civilization. Got about 4 miles out, so I'll see you in a little bit. Guys, you're not going to believe this, but I didn't even make it out of campsite 3, and I ran into a guy named Michael who actually watched my videos and even commented on one last week. My video on this trail, the Pigeon Roost Trail, and it worked out fine because he was wanting campsite 3 just as I was walking out of it. Well, that was really cool. That's the first time that I ran into someone who actually watches my videos. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Alright, now I got an extra kick in my step. Let's get going. I think I just ran into Fern Gully. And allergies. Wow, it's pretty here.
All right, let's keep going. All right. Mile and a half to go. Let me tell you, I'm glad I had those electrolyte tablets. I just checked my digital thermometer, it's 83 degrees. And now that everything's grown up and green, there's not as much breeze before. So it's a little warm. I'll stop every once in a while, get some water. I'm gonna stop at the Pigeon Roost Overlook, take a break, then do the last mile or so out of here. Loving every minute of it. Guys, just got passed by a boat. He was way down there fishing, a couple of guys. And they went by, went that way. And what's funny, and I know you can't see this probably, because there's some stuff on top of the water, but right down there is a big old fish. He's huge. He's got to be 12 inches long. But that water, and I don't know if you can see the rocks in it or not with the sun shining on it, but if you can, that water is probably 10 or 15 foot deep. That's how clean this water is. 10 or 15 foot, and I can see the bottom. I can see that fish right there. I wish you could see it. He's big. They missed out on one. There's another boat right there. Let's see if we can get it. See them? If they come right over here, they'd catch that big guy right down there. Continuing the tradition, my mom's trying to call.
Answer the phone.
Can you hear it?
Answer the phone right now. This is your mother.
Continuing the tradition of the MRE weekend, we are going to have an MRE fudge brownie. I guess I better answer the phone, huh? Well, got that out of the way. And this brownie, MRE brownie, is just good. Got chocolate chips, deal.
Why so serious?
This has been an excellent trip. I got maybe about a mile and a quarter left. And then it's cheeseburger time. Let's see when we get back. think I've ever heard anything quite like that. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. I don't think it's frogs. It's too far up in the woods. It's eerie. I had a nice visit at the Pigeon Roost Overlook with a couple, husband and wife, I'm assuming, that are from Arkansas, Springdale. Come down here quite a bit. They hike out here, they kayak out here. Something I'd like to do. He told me where to turn to be able to get to this Van Buren branch of the lake, put kayaks in. So if I ever do buy one, I'll have to come down here and do that. Had to get a hammock and just kayak in, camp anywhere. It's really cool to sit and visit with people that like to do this sort of thing too. I think they were surprised to hear that I come down here so much from Missouri. Why wouldn't you? It's absolutely beautiful. All right, let's keep going. All right, we've gone full circle. Yesterday, we went that way. And today, we came from that way. So we got about 3/4 mile uphill back to the car and the trailhead and the pretty purple flowers. See you at the top. Well guys, we are at the end of the trail. It was another great trip. I'm tired. The new gear, let's see, that new battery pack I showed you, without even charging it more than what it had in it when it arrived, it charged my cell phone twice, my camera once, and still had a bar left. The Corona 7-inch saw, that thing is amazing. The videos that I watched on YouTube said it beat out the Baco Laplander, and I agree. I don't have the Baco, but that thing works like a charm. Last time with that crappy sleeping pad, had a new one be in from Amazon this week, and this thing's going in the dumpster. I wouldn't even give it to somebody. It's another great trip, good workout, getting me closer to being ready for the BHT down in Devil's Den at the end of the month. And I know that trail's still going to kick my butt, 17 miles. But I'm going to do it anyway. So I want to thank you for joining me. I invite you to go to my page, like my Facebook page, comment, subscribe, everything, all that stuff here on YouTube. Share my videos at, oh, I almost forgot, I was going to mention it. At the time that I left the house, I was at 91 subscribers. I've got some stuff coming in. We're going to do a giveaway when I reach 100. I'm not going to tell you what yet. You just have to wait and see. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it.